to the Black Gay Perspective. I am your host, Mr. Gregory Ruffin, and I'm here with my amazing host, Misha.
Hi.
Dante.
Hello.
And we also have a special guest today, Miss Karma, the Black Sheep.
Hi, Karma.
How you doing today, lady?
I am doing blessed.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you say Karma the Black Sheep? Where did that come from?
Being the Black Sheep is not always a bad thing. I've just been set aside.
Prepared.
Of course.
And y'all might notice Karma, she's going to be on our upcoming season of Real Life in Music. She's one of the artists that's going to be on there sharing her story, sharing her music. So we're going to ask you about that a little bit later. But how you guys' weekend was?
I worked.
I didn't do anything.
I worked and I slept, but tonight it's on.
It's on.
It's on.
Okay, got you. How was your weekend, Karma?
I'm good. Just preparing myself for scheduled events.
Events. Okay. I went out last night. My weekend was work, but then of course I went out last night. So tonight I'm gonna be working after this. So different things like that. So are y'all ready to dive right into these topics?
Yes. Yes.
Got you. So our first topic today is students led a drag show in his school, in his high school in California, and it had drew some mixed reaction, meaning like some parents was mad and some parents was okay with it. But the question ultimately was, with a lot of the parents that was angry, was the children did not even know that this was going to happen, so they didn't have the option to opt out, meaning like if they want their children to be a part of this or not. So how do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like the school should have told the parents ahead of time to give them a choice to decide if they want their children to participate in that?
I do. But I also, when I was in school, which was way back in the day, they used to send a letter home. And your parent signed off on the letter or told you wasn't going and threw the letter in the garbage. But the letter entailed A, B, C. My child is going to the zoo. They're going to need a lunch. They're going to need money for. So was that incorporated in?
No, so they said they didn't tell them at all.
So there was an email that was sent out to the parents.
Do you think that because it was drag, it went from level 7 to level 10?
I think because of drag. I think yeah, most definitely.
I do think it was because of that. But I think just to put it in a broad perspective, when there are some speakers that come on college campuses from a different viewpoint, there are some people who like to go to a safe space, and that is allowed. In this instance right here, it was not allowed for anybody to do a safe space. They had to sit there mandatory. I'm happy to be a gay person, but there are still some people on this earth that are not comfortable with it.
True.
To make children sit there,
it was
that's a little bit uncomfortable. And then not to tell the parents about it.
Right.
Yeah. That was also intentional. But to play devil's advocate here, in the school's defense, because it was approved by the staff and administration, there is a law in California. It's Assembly Bill 1266, and in that law it states that transgender people, or youth I should specifically say, have a right to participate in activities. So on the school side, they probably won't get a lawsuit. So they would have to allow anybody who want to participate that
because it was a multicultural program.
Correct.
So that means different, right.
There was also a political statement I think that we need to also talk about, because children were used as props to talk about political bills that was because they opened their show to talk about the laws that was passed in Tennessee, Arkansas, Florida.
So I think that would be the problem then.
Like
if you're just doing a drag show for fun, I'm okay with that. But if you're using it as trying to make a political statement, then of course, if I'm a Republican or I'm an independent and you trying to, I would take it like you trying to persuade my child to think different.
Can I
if the children had the option, they should have been given.
I think they should have had the option to opt out, as well as don't make it a political statement. Just do it for enjoyment. Just come in and have a good time. Why are you trying to make this a political?
Because honestly, in Georgia, I can't speak for California. In Georgia, there are some men that are on the dance line.
Of course.
Now we see that in the parades, and depending on what city you're in, fairness, the crowd known to go wild because the guy's doing better than the girls.
Yeah, that's true. And they don't mean gay. It's just like you say. It's a multicultural environment.
Yeah. So that's the umbrella that is falling under multicultural. That's
right. So it does give that thing, but like you said, at the same time, we all know California is very progressive with these type of laws and type of.
But isn't California was certain parts of California the most gay friendly in the world?
Right, of course. So that's what I mean.
So-
they're very open to that. But like what I'm saying, my issue would be is not giving the parents the option to opt
Yes,
out,
I agree with
as well
that.
as the student, as well as don't make this a political statement. If you're just doing it for fun, entertainment, I'm all for that because, like you said, they're part of the school. So transgender people are most likely part of the school, so they should be celebrated. But anybody trying to make a political statement would be a problem.
That's what it feels.
It would be, especially if I feel different as the parent.
And that's your choice. You can feel different. That's your choice. And I love my trans people and I love my gay people, but sometimes we, as trans people and as gay people, we want to do this.
Yeah, gotcha.
And we can't do that.
And everybody don't see it like that. We have to be okay with that.
And we have to be okay with that. We don't. We what we are trying to do is make people respect us and make people see it and we don't have to do that. You live your life, and that's making a neighborhood of people seeing it. If you live your life the correct way, treat people with kindness and respect and toleration, I think that will take you further than you gotta see me in a dress and you gotta respect me wanting hormones and you gotta respect. We kind of go a little above and beyond sometimes, so it's like a slippery slope for me on this one, y'all.
Gotcha. I think that's it. But on that note, guys, make sure you guys get in the comment. Tell us what you think about this topic. Do you feel like the parents should have known so they can opt out, as well as do you feel like they should have made a political statement as well? On that note, guys, we'll be right back with more topics on the Black Gay Perspective.
See you later.
That your music sounded. Yes! Truly, wholeheartedly, I'm fucking doing it! My hand is. They don't know what they do.
Bitches don't want to make music, they want to fight. Which one y'all want to do? Because I'm all about all of it.
You already know what it is. RB3L, Rebel, of course. It's high key, the most decorated artist on this platform.
Said you was gonna piss on this man.
I had no problem with that. I was gonna piss in his mouth.
I know.
And I wanted him to get the heck of me. Piss in my mouth!
Oh, is that what that was?
Yup.
Once I get negative, they can get negative, and we can take it out. I will beat you.
I don't fuck with none of you guys. But hold on, let me get something to drink.
Welcome back to the Black Gay Perspective. I am back again with my amazing host, and we're going to get into another topic, talking about Atlanta Gay Pride announced 2022 to 2023 reinvestment grant. So that means the Pride coming up this season, they got a reinvestment grant for, I guess, to help with Gay Pride funding, I guess, with parade, whatever that money goes.
Because it's two prides, people.
Yeah,
it's two prides.
We know the one in October where everybody celebrated, bring out their mama, their children, the boom, and then we know the Gay Black Pride, which we have Labor Day weekend, which we know, which is more for our
persuasion.
So I want to talk about. I want to ask everybody. Where do you think the money going? Do you think the Black Gay Pride will get most of this money, or you think it will go towards the corporate white gay pride?
Can I start? Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Whites.
Yeah, I think they're gonna definitely put most of that money into.
Okay,
because I don't think the city even really recognized the Black Gay Pride. They recognize the one in October.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: when they give this money out, are they giving this money out to, for instance, Someone Cares or Out of the Closet, or
I think they're giving it to a lot of the, like you said, nonprofits that organizers.
Okay.
Let's say organizers. They give it to a lot of the nonprofit organizers that put it together. But 9 out of 10, if you notice, when we okay, let me give you a perfect example. For the Black Gay Pride, we don't have a parade.
We don't.
City's officials don't come out. But in October, you have the city's officials in the midtown.
Also, the money goes for security.
Yeah, it gonna go to just make sure the event is, I guess,
peaceful protest,
safe, and everything you have it. But my question, like I said, ultimately is like, why do you think most of the funding are going to like
For the first time in months, I can't answer it.
So I
do you think it's because of the activities?
I do think it's well, when we say activities, I think there are some
like
people who come out and just don't know how to act, and companies just do not want themselves associated with some things. And in fairness, some of us black people in the lab, the promoters, don't have their shit together.
First of all,
they're not even trying to work together to make this a big Black Pride event. Because, I mean, we got the World Congress Center. There are big events where they can actually come together and host something that's positive for our community. And we do have the power here in Atlanta to have a Black Gay Pride parade. But we also have to think we have ignorant people who really just mess it up for a lot of people. And if I own a company, a multi-millionaire company,
you wouldn't want to give that money to
I wouldn't want to give that money to someone.
But white people act crazy too. They just do it
you're absolutely right.
They have the orgies. They have this.
They walking out the club, sloppy drunk, falling down.
Shows and stuff out too. But once again, why don't you feel like, honestly, and the fact that Atlanta is supposed to be black, we should have the most money, right? In our
You know what? I hate to say this because I'm not that type of person. I gotta say it, honey. I gotta say it. Whether it's a chain around our neck or we clean up somebody's house, it's white people still have a slavery mentality. They want us to, you're going to do what I want you to do and abide by my rules. I think that's why a lot of black people just say, you know what, I'll do it on my own. Because I'm giving you $1,000.
But you're going to do it my way.
I'm giving you $1,000, but you can't let this many people in. You can't serve this liquor. So I think that's a part of it. I think that's a part of it.
I agree.
You get what I'm saying?
I do think that is a part. Like you said, when you give us all these stipulations, like, girl, I'm not
about to do all that.
But just to piggyback off of that, we have enough black businesses here in Atlanta. But why don't those black businesses want to come out and put their dollar behind it?
Because, like I said, they don't want to be liable for the action. Because, we're on a car, we're going to twerk on a car, which I think feel like that's part of our work.
That's part of fun to us. That's fun to us.
So that's what I'm saying. White people fun, black people fun. It's two different things. But at the same time, they have fun too. But they probably just more a certain way. But ours is twerking on a car. It's gay pride. Like it's.
I guess their fun is if they close at 12. They're closing at 12. People are out the club at 12. Our closing is the light goes on at 12. We got a 15-minute grace period. So it's a lot.
We're gonna be around your building.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
But I still think that is still not a reason for us not to get funded because they act crazy. We act crazy at our pride, but I still do think. I agree with Dante's point too. It's a lot of black businesses here. So even if we're not getting that grant or that reinvestment grant money for our pride, it should be enough gay pride businesses here in Atlanta to come together.
So promoters, what y'all really need to do, come together. Y'all need to think of a business plan, present it to the city because y'all can do it.
You don't have to like the person who we working with you. You're just trying to go to an ultimate goal together collectively. And another thing is, our mayor was in every gay aspect.
He was.
When he was trying to get our vote. Where are you?
He did actually for I went to one of the event for he did a gay event for Pride.
But where's my
October though Pride. I don't think it was a Black Pride.
It was October.
He did something at the city hall.
I'm sorry.
I think
there was another one too.
Yeah, he did two of them. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
And he did acknowledge the Black Gay Pride too as well because he even had black performers come out as well.
Oh, but we still need you. I ain't sorry. We still need you. Come on, because we want the same treatment or better.
Not just the mayor.
Better.
We also need the council people too.
Yeah, come on. And you can come here. What's your address in?
We can get that. So on that note, guys, we're gonna take a break and we'll be back with more topics on the Black Gay perspective.
Season 3 is a roller coaster.
So if I'm gay, I'm going to hell. But if you lie in your life, you going straight to hell too. Don't let the devil use you.
The real truth was amazing.
I'm not gonna stop. Let me go.
No, I can take my talk about my
When the switch gets walked in.
Everybody wanted a big splash. I don't know you, girl.
baby, it went down.
Great God Almighty's gonna cut you down.
Write my number down.
I wish I could. I gotta go home and see my wife as well.
Welcome back to the Black Gay Perspective, guys. So now we're going to do some more hot topics. With this one, we're going to be talking about this new law that the GOP have presented. I think most likely it's going to move forward. Well, as I do feel a lot of states down south going to follow with this law. So with this law, they want to classify drag as adult entertainment, like porn. So that means, you know, just like legally, you're not supposed to watch porn till you're 18 or 21 in some states. Mm-hmm. That means children that's not that is under 18 or 21, whatever they age, will not be able to attend drag show. If so, the parents will, of course, go to jail, whatever the consequence for breaking that law. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about them classifying adults? If they want to classify adult entertainment, drag performers as people that do porn?
Well, the first thing that I have to say is, where do drags perform? They perform at places where adults.
Well, now they go to school. They do the school.
Well, I would have an issue. I would have an issue with a drag queen reading to my child. It is an adult entertainer. Again, where do drags go to? They go to places where you're 21 or older. And now we're just saying, well, no, they can go anywhere or perform in front of anybody. Children should not be introduced to things. I know we have smartphones and I know there's easy access to everything, but they should not be introduced to these things, because you start planting a seed in their head. We have these things become a very, very slippery slope. Let's go back to Gay Pride here in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. We've been to Gay Pride, the one in October. Right. We know how people dress at that Gay Pride.
But children are still there though.
Do you want, okay, Eagles here in Atlanta. Do you want a child to go up in Eagles where they're walking around the jock strap?
Okay, well let me ask you this,
go ahead.
Let me ask you this. If I take my child, I'm a parent, me and my husband said, let's go to Gay Pride. Mm-hmm. And they say, oh, there's a drag show at Eagle. Me and my husband, you know what? I never seen a drag show. He's like, I've seen one. You want to go? We got a 7-year-old. Mm-hmm. We're not going to ask him. We're parenting. We're just going to go and do it.
If it's against the law.
But wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. Before it was against the law.
Gotcha.
First, it was let the parent their child. You take a child to school. Your teacher can't teach you sex education. You teach them reading, writing, and arithmetic. If you're teaching them sexual education, I think that should be at home. Okay, so now the parent is grabbing their hand with their husband and taking the child to a drag show. I don't see anything wrong with that if they have talked to the child and said, okay, we're going to go in here. You may see some things that you've never seen before. If you have a question, ask me. Let me finish. Okay. That's parenting. 7, 10, 12, 14, 21, 28, whatever age. That's parenting. I don't think that Republicans, Democrats, up, down, side, whatever, should be able to tell me how to parent.
There you go.
I don't think that. I think that if me and my husband...
Would you let your child watch porn?
Right. That's something different.
No, it's not.
Wait a minute. A drag performer is not putting a dildo in their vagina or their anus or their mouth. They don't. I am 135 years old in dog years. I have never been to a drag show. I have been to a female impersonators. Let me finish. Okay. I have seen female impersonators impersonate Gladys Knight, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. I have never seen them do Deep Throat. I have never seen them do David Does Dallas.
You never seen them take their clothes off. You never seen them shaking.
You never seen them right on the show and say some vulgar stuff. Right. Like, come on. Right.
But you hear vulgar stuff on the radio, but you still tuned in to 102.5.
Does that make it right though?
But you're doing it. But you're doing it.
So I would take out of what you said. You're not for them making this a law. You feel like
no, I'm not. I'm not for them making it into law. A parent should parent their own child. Now, I do agree. There are some drag queens, some drag performers that go out there and take it to the limit. But when you walk in there and
you can't open that gate up, because once you let that little thing in,
right,
it's gonna peek open. So
yeah, I understand that. But why are we trying to make people do what we want them to do? You let them parent their child
because I'm telling you why. To be honest, so it's leaving the club. Now they got it in schools. Now they got it at brunches. Mm-hmm. So that is why, if you notice, when the drag performer was just performing at club,
no one said anything.
Mm-hmm. It's now that they're doing it in schools. Now they're doing it at brunches. That is why I feel like the GOP is trying to do, because they're like, okay, if we don't do something about this now, before you know it, it's going to be at churches. It's going to be everywhere.
Well, hold on. Just one thing. One thing I do want to say. no one's ever saying that people can't do drag performance. The argument is you can't do this in front of minors.
Okay, but
There's minors wearing wigs.
that's what I'm talking about. But my thing is, okay, if you know, Misha is a drag performer. I send you, however you find me performing at Big Dicks on Broadway. Big Dicks on Broadway, they start showing, I start my show at 12 o'clock. 8 p.m. going into the next morning. If a child, 12 years old, is in a club atmosphere at 12 o'clock midnight, it's something wrong with their parent. That has nothing to do with the club or nothing to do with me. What I can do as a club owner when that child comes up and says, oh, I come to watch the show. Sweetheart, where's your identification? You can't come in here with parent or not with parent. You're 12 years old. I think it should be up to the club or the club promoters, because it's taken away, to me it feels like it's a blanket statement, because once they say drag performers, they're going to say, well, trans women can't come out until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Gotcha.
That's where my mind is going. That's where my mind is going.
Gotcha.
Well, first of all, there are some clubs here in Atlanta that should not even be open, and they're violating because they don't have a liquor license. Facts.
Right.
So the business, we can't even leave it up to the businesses because they care about money.
No, we can't say that.
They do.
So to get with you okay with this bill passing?
I'm okay with the bill passing. I don't think drag should. I thought you had vodka in there.
She drunk it.
Okay. So you're telling me, if I'm a drag performer and you have consciously put your child on a 3-piece motherfucking suit and you say we're about to go and see a drag show, whatever you get is what you get.
Well, first of all, when I used to go to Midtown Moon, they have drag performance there. I don't know what they're going to perform, but I can expect some people do a Gladys Knight ballad. You're going to have some people do a raunchy dance. You might even have some else who are not in drag, and they might be half naked performing. I don't
consider that as porn. Wait, maybe my mind is stuck on porn, because when I think of porn, I'm thinking the whole act.
I don't think it's all.
I'm thinking of the whole act.
I think it needs to be
more regulated.
But to say porn,
that's a stretch. That's a big stretch.
In fairness, the person who wrote that article is very one-sided, and they put the word porn. Now, in fairness, the law did specify like adult bookstore, so it had a very porn-esque type of feel to it. But at the end of the day, we are adults in this room. Like when we go to the club and stuff, we are doing adult activity, and we know there are some
should not be around.
Children should not see that because come on, we know marijuana's being smoked in there. We know people in there doing cocaine.
People do that at home,
right? And we know
it doesn't make it right.
In club environment, people gonna break the law. Orgies been going on in the bathroom, stuff like that too. So I think it needs to be more monitored.
Yeah, and more a blanket over the. Yeah. No, I don't. Every drag performer is not on the raunchy side of performing. Every drag performer, some of them have a focus. I just want to do Whitney Houston. Some of them I just want to do Gladys Knight.
Some of them have a very good production where they're not even naked.
So that's what I'm saying.
And you also have a drag community divided, because I see a lot of drag saying children should not be there.
I don't believe that either.
Some of them okay with children to be there. So it is some drag.
What are we calling children here?
So if you are 18 and younger, you are a child.
In who eyes?
Well,
because let me say this.
But the law are saying they gotta be 18 and
18 young. Okay, so go with me. Okay, I'm driving this car.
I'm in the back seat.
I want you on the passenger side, but I don't want you on no seatbelt because I'm about to hit the street. Okay. In our community, name 3 black children, male or female, that don't have babies by the age of 16.
Okay.
Where are they getting it from? It ain't no drag show.
Okay.
It ain't no drag show.
Right.
So where are they getting it from? So if we're gonna say, I think the word porn is just stuck out in my mind, because I'm looking at porn. It needs to be regulated. Because when you say porn,
and I think the people looking at the drag performers are leaving the club. Now they reading books to your children. Now they in brunches. Now they in churches. Now you walking up the street.
You leave that up to the parent. The GOP, the ABC, the LMNOP don't have nothing to do with what I do with my child. If my child is safe, if my child is fed, if my child is reading, writing, and arithmetic, I don't think that the GOP or whomever has the choice to say, okay, your child can't read unless a drag queen never enters their life. I don't get that.
So, Misha,
That's just
one thing I will say about what you said about being 16 years old. That doesn't make it right because a child.
We're not talking about right or wrong.
Let's point that out.
And I guess when they make a law, they looking at
it's wrong or it's right. They're making a wrong or right for me.
First of all, if you are 18 and younger, you can't buy a firearm. You can't drive. You can't go purchase a house.
No, we're not. We're talking about porn. We're not talking about firearms. We're not talking about nothing. We're talking about porn. Okay, so you're telling me I'm 16. I just jump out my mama's window and open my legs and start having sex. We got smartphones.
Of course, you learned it from somewhere.
And it ain't no goddamn drag queen.
I get that point too.
Wait, but part of it can be though.
It ain't no damn drag queen.
Part of it can be.
You know what a drag queen teach you how to do? Eyebrows, lipstick, contour, putting on a wig. I think that this blanket statement is going to trickle down to everything that is going to keep us suppressed. That's why they have DL men. That's why they have men that sleeping with women and sleeping with women, bringing diseases and all. It trickles down to more shit.
I don't know. I think self-responsibility is self-responsibility, so we can't say that's why they.
Yeah. Okay, so let me take it down the road. I'm not okay with you forcing it on people like at the school. Let me know what I'm getting into because
what you're saying is don't take that right.
Don't take my right from me. Don't take my option from me.
Let's go wild with this. Okay. Should a child go to a sip and paint where there's naked people?
No.
Like for real. Like,
that's different.
No, it's not. These people are, and when I say these people, I'm saying it respectfully for drag queens. They are adult entertainers. We as adults are going.
I look at drag queens as female impersonators. That's how I look at them.
But we can't deny they do have their
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. You regulated for Misha in my household, in my mind, in my time. You regulated for me. Don't say trans women, and then when a trans girl don't look like a trans girl to you, you exclude her. Let me finish.
But they identify the trans woman different from the drag
woman.
No,
but what I'm trying to get you to understand where my mind is. They do. My mind is here.
I don't think with this law they're trying to do that though.
Okay, my mind is here. When you say porn to me, I'm going from A to Z with an ending.
Gotcha.
I'm taking my clothes off. I'm doing oral sex. I'm penetration. That's what porn is to me.
Well, so on that note, guys, this is a hot topic.
Very hot.
We gotta go. Get in the comments.
Yeah.
Let us know how you feel about this topic. Do you feel like the law should be passed to say that drag entertainers should be classified as porn and stuff like that, or you feel like the parents should have the right to decide if their child should attend drag shows and different things like that?
Porn was not used. Adult entertainers.
Okay.
Where was
so
you
on that note, guys,
we'll
be back with more topics on the Black Gay Perspective. Thank you.
What makes my life real?
What makes my life real?
What make my life real?
What makes me a regular person
is the fact that I'm ubiquitous in this grind, so you cannot miss me.
I want to live, love, laugh, and learn just like the next person.
When you cut me, I bleed.
Making boss move.
I have feelings and emotions just like any other human being.
And that I work hard.
Being independent.
I've been through some things.
I've done the work that it takes to get where I am today.
Welcome back, guys, to the Black Gay Perspective. We are back this time with Karma the Black Sheep. How you doing?
I'm great.
You looking good?
Thank you.
I want to talk with you about your artist.
Yes.
You do music. We want to talk about your music, but also talk about this upcoming season. You're going to be on Real Life Your Music this season. But first, tell the people what you do, how you get into music, and all the stuff like that as well.
And your pronouns, because that's what they make me do when
my pronouns is she, her, miss.
She, her, miss.
However I deliver my music and make it come to life is how I make it come to life. It's basically very personal to me.
Gotcha. So it's always like you write music based up on if you go through something.
Your experience.
Of course. And to be honest with you, it was never intended to get out to the public.
Really?
None of it.
Oh, so it's just a diary. It's just a vocal diary.
Just like I said, it's for myself. But at this.
So what made you give it to the public then? You know?
Because I felt like I'm a greater being.
About sharing your story.
Of course.
I like that.
With the story, there's music behind it.
So how long have you been doing music? How did you get into music? When did you start?
Honestly, as a child in church.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
If anybody know me as a child, I was in church singing. And my mother used to say, if you're gonna do anything, you're gonna do you're gonna sing for the
Lord,
of course. And I was like, no, because I was wearing hair at the time and stuff.
Oh, you was in your transition?
Yes,
What?
I was very. In
So
my
your mom was okay with you going to church as Karma, as Brooklyn?
Not really.
Okay,
not really.
but she but you still did it.
Okay. I did. And here I am, I guess.
Got you. So how old was you when you was going to church doing the music? How old was you?
I had to be like 12, 10.
So, oh wow, so it brings me to this next question. How old was you when you started transition?
13.
13, gotcha. And your family, they wasn't okay with it, but they allow you to be yourself.
Of course.
Okay, got you.
And even in the choir, I was in the choir, dressed up.
What?
Of course, yes, I was.
Okay. So you've been on this journey for a minute.
A long time.
A long time. Gotcha. So with that though, with your music, do you talk about your transition in some of your music or what?
No, I don't because
Why not? Somebody needs to hear your story. Good, bad, or indifferent. Somebody needs to hear it.
I think with due time, all of that will come.
So what is the focal point of your music?
My focal.
Do you sing, rap? What
I'm more of
your forte?
a pop.
A pop.
Okay.
Yes, I will label it
Gotcha.
pop instead of R&B or rap or anything like that.
So what you popping about?
What am I popping about?
What you popping about,
What you
girl?
popping about?
You have to tell me what the pop is about.
I'm under construction, honestly.
Of course, everyone's
I'm
under construction.
Yes.
Yeah, and then also I do know one song that you sung. What was the song that we the song you did the first day of filming?
How Little You Care.
Yeah. So I do know one song you have called How Little Do You Care. Tell us about How Little Do You Care, because that one sound really personal. I know you was telling about it was something like a personal breakup or something like that. So can you tell us a little about that as well?
Jesus, how mercy. Why, goddamn it?
But
it was about an individual person, and I try not to put her in my music because it's not focusing on her, but
you didn't feel like they cared.
Yeah,
friendship.
honestly,
Friendship.
Yeah, it was about Jesse Pratt Lopez.
Okay, which was.
And when I thought about it, I was like, no, I don't want to give her too much credit of my
but you have to tell your story, though.
Right,
you have to tell your story.
So I really didn't get into deep.
You could have changed your name to protect the innocent.
Yeah,
I could have.
Yeah. So let's move on from your music. So, question though, last thing about your music: is there any new music you have coming that people can look for? So, anything you?
It's more in the making.
It's more in the making. Okay, gotcha.
I'll be in the studio this week.
Okay. Look forward to it. Let's move on to Real Life and Music. So, with Real Life and Music, you do share some of your story with Jessie. What's her name?
Jessie Pratt Lopez.
And you do talk about your story that. She literally made $1 million plus. So tell the people about how she made $1 million plus off your store. Like,
I'm not ashamed of anything that I go through. I was once homeless, and it was this trans woman named Jessie Pratt Lopez, and she took a picture and a little bit of what I was experiencing being homeless, and put it on GoFundMe. And I'll probably say like a couple of months it had to be. She was like, you know what? Right now is the time. Whatever you felt like you wanted to do in your time, in your life, you can do it right now. And what I'm really hung up on is the broken promises. That's what.
So tell the people how much money she raised. Though, did she raise over $1 million?
It was a duplicate of the GoFundMe, and to be honest with you, I believe she had parts of that. The lady was selling T-shirts, paintings of me.
So how much money you think she raised altogether?
Baby, it was more than 3-point-something million.
I guess. Well, my question is, when she did this, you couldn't take legal action with
everything was so fast. I didn't have any. I didn't have that as well. I didn't have any. I didn't have any personal information as far as my ID, my identification.
Oh, okay. So, you did say you were
saying,
you did say you were home.
Yeah. So Jessie was kind of over everything.
Is this person still in rotation?
Well, I can't say. January 2nd was my birthday. I happened to get a call from her. Even when I was giving her a call, she never answered none of my calls.
But you remember my birthday and called me on my birthday.
There you go.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. And you, like I said, you do share some of that story on Real Life in Music this season, which I think you have one of the best storylines this season outside, because it really showed that like you had this problem, but you put it in your music to overcome, and you still like moving forward. You still doing your thing, even though she scammed you or out of so much money. So the fact that you're still going, we applaud you for that, and you're still moving forward with that. Also, too, talk about how was it like filming Real Life in Music with your cast members? Did you get along with them?
What the question was on Instagram? Who was the fake and who was the realest?
Oh my God! If I had
talk about how was it like with those people?
If I had to analyze it right now, it would be Ty.
The fake?
Yes. Because
Wow.
I wasn't receiving any of the genuine. Nothing was real.
So he was doing something.
He's very talented. His art is he's a talented person. But when it comes off as I want to do something or no.
But I also did see a clip that he said, I'm not friends with anybody or something of that sort. So you know, I guess you could backbite off of that.
Everybody just think they're great, and it's okay to think you're great, but don't slander or bash somebody.
Yeah, so talk about with this season. Who did you get along with, and who you didn't get along with? Who did you get along with this season?
Lottie, Bae, who I didn't get along with, Rebel, Bo.
Not Bo. Well, to me,
to be honest with you, if
why
I had
you get
to
along
sit
with
back,
Bo?
Because he's too busy riding Rebel's dick.
Oh.
Too busy riding his dick.
I'm like, you know what?
Too busy riding Rebel's dick.
Well, girl, tell the truth.
Get that leftover nut up out your ass. That's what it's getting. Be your own person.
Be your own person. So who did you grow closest to this season? It seems like you and Bryson got close, but I'm not sure.
Yes, I'm leaning on Bryson at this moment because everybody else, even though I fucks with Lottie, I fucks with Bae, you just have to be in the room just to see the different faces, the stares, the glares and stuff to catch everybody's, you know?
I don't know.
No, you have to be in the room. You have to be in the room.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be in the room.
So do you feel like the fact that you became the only trans woman, or do you feel like it was kind to the trans women on this
well,
season?
should I add this? Everybody came on a platform with a catalog.
You did.
So that makes a difference. That makes a difference.
But it also makes a difference. You're still standing with those.
And you're right.
So that makes a difference as well.
So you feel like because you did, they didn't give you the same respect. Gotcha. Yeah. But still, though, I still think you made great music, and then you had a great story this year. The fact that you were so
absolutely,
open and
I gave
your home. Yeah. So yeah, we look forward to it.
When does it come out?
April 18th. April 18th.
Tune in, everybody.
Yes, so we're looking forward to that. So, and I'm looking forward to you sharing your story. I'm glad that you came today. Showing us topics today. We learned a little bit more about you before the premiere. So this is gonna be out before the premiere. So I'm excited for you to share your story. So on that note, guys, make sure you catch the season premiere of Real Life in Music on Tuesday, April the 18th. And we'll be back once again. And thank you again, Carla, for joining us. Thank you. We'll be back, guys. Welcome back, guys, to the Black Gay Perspective. It's been a great show, and I want to thank my amazing co-host, Misha Dante, as well as Karma, for coming through, talking to us about Real Life in Music, but also joining us on a conversation as well. So on that note, guys, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Yes, I need you guys to respond back with these topics that we're giving you, because sometimes they don't understand where I'm coming from, and I need y'all to like balance them out, because I got my balance. You see, I'm in a big chair. I'm in the big chair.
Okay, I got you. That's fair enough. You know, you are the only you are the only woman here. But
so I have to.
You did have Karma today, though. So
yes, but when Karma's not here, I have to represent for the misfits. And sometimes they don't, because they look at the world through gay eyes. I have to look at the world through drag queen, through all that. You know, I have to look at the world through all of that kind of stuff. So sometimes I need y'all feedback so we can put them in their place.
Miss, you did a very good job.
I always do a good job. Yeah,
you hold your own.
I always do.
You hold your own. Our sisters.
Yes, I always do. I always do hold my own.
So on that note, guys, we will see you next time. I thank you guys so much. Get in the comments. Let us know how you feel. Let us know how you feel about the topics. And until next time, guys, you guys have a great night. And we will see you on the next episode of The Black Gay Perspective.
Good night.
Good night.